Hello everyone, it's me again, Ryan. Today we are going to talk about the well-being and is the government addressing rising cases of mental health issues, suicides and high stress levels. Should the government introduce laws to promote work-life balance and prevent work abuse by employers, such as a 4 days work week? Can our society focus less on work and academic achievements and more on happiness via sport, etc.? And today is a day that we will try to think positive and to be generously able to commit ourselves into curating meaningful days ahead. And with this, also the new way of doing is also to try to enhance the effect of achieving dreams and aspirations. And how are we going to do it? Is to enforce the positive things that has happened and try to replicate it in a way that will benefit in future. And because as life push forward, we start to understand the pain and understand the pain and suffering that we are going through and how to enjoy this pain and suffering, to embrace it, to bind it and make it useful, to suppress it, and even whatever has been given or lost will always be reminded that all these are borrowed powers from God. And if we really need it, I'm very sure that God will bestow the power on our hands and feet and body and to protect us from harm in future, because the world is so uncertain. The world is in a place where it it has so much mystery, and the level of mystery that you know will will never surpass the knowledge of God and the mystery of life, because there is always people up there higher to observe and to manipulate things based on what you say and based on what they think is correct, and they alter the direction from there. And you will never always have full control of the power. That's why it's even more important that you try to harness it and you try to cultivate it and you try to meditate on it and medicate on it. What you have will be given to you more. What you don't have will be taken away from you, both in the realm of hell or heaven. So, hell will be taken away from you, and heaven will be given from you, depending on which tier and levels you are at. And you must always continue to remember and understand that pain and power and torture, it's always part of the life, and you will always continue to hold such power, and you try to cultivate it and you try to bring out so that it will be useful in the future, whether or not God allow us to hold this power. The strength of how the vengeance and revenge has turned into prayers and professionals begging. Either ways, there is always hope in the near future. There is always things that we can look forward to. We just have to think and really think about it and really get into that zone of meditation so that you can achieve your dreams and aspirations, and you can look forward to the future, and you can try to grasp the future so that you can also remain confident that you can get what you need to survive, what you need to secure comfort, because you can remember the pain and suffering that you had gone through. And would you like to be in that situation again? And I can safely tell you it's very difficult. It's very painful and it's very difficult. The days of depression and oppression and the constant feeling like dying, this paranoia of feelings haunts me every single day. And it continues to haunt me, and not knowing what is going on, even though I have been giving away so much and getting things taken away from me so much. But it continues to haunt me, continues to get all this um, stress and lack of empathy, and the pain of living in this situation allows me to be formed into a situation whereby it's so painful, so dire, but you have to continue to live on and press on no matter how difficult it is. And I never always have the chance to mediate on these issues, because the cultivation really takes a toll, and you really have to take a lot of time before you can reach into this zone, and you can try to really plan out that and force you to be who you are beyond what you can do. And this will be used in future to mediate on what you have left, because the road of crisis during that period is very, very painful, where everyone comes and attacks you from all sides. And if you survive it, you can during if you survive but you are still within that war, you really have to pray and find comfort in your own ways, because no other way there will be ways for you to seek comfort. There's no other ways. No one will be there to tell you, look, everything is going to be alright, because you will never be able to trust them. Nobody will be there to tell you, to lay hands on you and tell you, bro, that is okay. Because you know it's not going to be okay. Because you know that's not where you want to go. That's why you can only rely on yourself. Rely on yourself and really get that kind of feel that kind of pain and project it. So when you listen to it, you will know that this is the type of pain that I'm going through, because words cannot explain the pain. Emojis cannot explain the pain. Videos cannot explain the pain. Photos cannot explain the pain. You can only use your voice and the type of anguish to know what pain you're going through. And this is what we are living in Singapore. I cannot see any further hope except for the new generations. And even the new generations, they also will be facing their own type of pain and suffering. And really, if I can end this life so short, I will do it. Because I don't like the current situation I am in. And why am I forced into this situation? I have no idea. Maybe it was an ancestral thing. Maybe it was the past. Maybe it's the way that the government has put me into this situation. But nevertheless, I'm here on earth for a short period of time, and to know that the practice of such rebellion, the practice of such dirty works is rampant, and it's going to continue to serve its purpose, and whatever I am doing is going to amplify the damage, amplify the cure for a better future, to secure it, to have that kind of defense against such pain in the future by using the kind of voice that I have right now to explain the pain that is going through the minds of people. And I will continue to use this voice because it's the only way to explain the pain and suffering and to let it out and to help myself or whoever that's listening to this voice will be used to extract their pain and suffering so that it can be deposited into this area. And I hope that this will be the one to save mankind, or at least help. Otherwise, if worthlessness or hopelessness come, then the feeling of not being part of the community, or the feeling that is shows that the hopelessness continues to linger around, and this life has no meaning at all. And whichever the case that I am being born with, that I'm being built to, whichever the case, may God bless whatever He has spiritual gift. I received it with open arms. I continue to receive it. I will continue to hold them dearly because I really has nothing else anymore. Everything good, everything human has been taken away for some reasons. There's things that is good will be taken, whether or not I like it or not, it will be taken. And whatever that is bad, I will try to hold dear to use these bad things and turn it good so that people can take it away again. It's just like how the muscles work. It was a worthless piece of shell that nobody wants, but we convert it into something so precious. Something is found in Singapore that is worthless, has been converted into something so pricey. And likewise for the sea bass, and likewise for the sand and the land that Singapore once was a fishing village has been converted into something so precious, so valuable that everybody wants it. And whether we can hold on to this, it's really that kind of stress, because once you bring up the name and you bring up the reputation, that's where everything starts to become so competitive. And when you start to have your heart so soft, it will be taken away. And by choice or not by choice, I have no more. Can you understand? By the ways, God has blessed me in some other ways, with a voice, with a strength, with the ability to harness pain and suffering and convert it into something so good that can explain the deepest feeling of people, and they can feel comfort. And I can use this as medicine in the future during crisis. And this is what I think I am called to do for now. And this is well-being. Is the government addressing rising cases of mental illness mental health issue, suicide, high stress levels. Should government introduce laws to promote work life balance and prevent work abuse by employers such as 4 days working week? Can our society focus as on work and academic achievement and more on happiness via sports, etc.? And the Bible say, taste and see, Psalms 33 verse 8. Moreover, whom he predestined, this he also called. He called, this he also justified. And whom he justified, this he also glorified. And Lord, bind my wandering hearts to thee. Lord, I know that your call upon my life includes being a servant, obeying your commandments, and always growing up as a worshiper. Help me to do all this according to your will. So this is Psalms 33, 34 verse 8. I mean, really, they try to create a leader for spiritual gift or a preacher. Really, they have to go through shit. It's not so straightforward that you can just hold on the Bible and you try talking about it. And really, now you think back, you rather not go through it. But a lot of times it's like that. A lot of times, from other perspective, people will understand that God allow us to be who we are in this way. And honestly, you it's really difficult when you try to understand what God has planned for us. Because it's not easy to understand God's planning, and the pain and suffering of people that have to go through difficult times in order to receive such salvations, or the way of they talk, the way the word is. It's really the difficult thing that people have been doing. And you can understand what is God trying to explain to us and what God is trying to bring forward to us. Because once you start knowing the sacrifice that people have to make, the type of pain that people have to make, then you will understand better about the future and where do you want to go. It's always nice, or why pastors, a lot of times when the younger people, they see pastors, they see them as somebody who is very generous, very loving, kind. But when you step into it, you realize that the process of being there, the process of having so much, people find so much joy and encouraging to see a pastor. But when they know, or when they try to be one, they realize that it's very, very difficult. They realize that it's very painful. So that you it's like a parrot or a bird sing a very nice song in a cage. But it's better to see that bird singing from the cage than to be that bird. Because once you be that bird, you will be inside the cage and you will be treated as how he has been treated in order for you to be a replacement. So sometimes it's not that we don't want to, or sometimes it's really the temptation of seeing something so beautiful, so nice. But to go through it, it's really not your cup of tea sometimes. But either ways, I believe that God will continue to bless, which regardless, because there will be people who says the 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 biasness that I may show in certain ways. But I can tell you that it has been a tough journey for longest period of time to to build me into somebody that I don't like. Not everybody knows whether this will be a good road or bad road. But they say trust the Lord, The trust of the Lord is so immense that they don't care if this person is dead or alive. The trust of the Lord is so great. The mind games is so great that you will always be in this situation for a long period of time because the pain is there. The pain is there. The pain of suffering, the pain of receiving that that to harness the energy and to harness the pain and you release the pain in this way is going to be very painful, and the process is will take you a long time, and it's very tempting to know to try to follow, and when you step into it you realize that it's not really bees and butterfly, it's really all the stings. And I hope that God can continue to bless, God can continue to bless us and keep us